Yes, sir. We back with another video. My bad. So Black Balloons then came with some footage, hopefully for us, talking about Kanika Jenkins' mama then got caught running outside naked again. I didn't hear about this. I just logged on to the computer and it came across, and you already know. I'm from Chicago. I see we've been going over this Kanika case. So what's going on now, folks? They just keeping it going, folks. Shout out Black Balloons,
Now,
man.
we always seem to find our way back to the story of Kanika Jenkins and her mom.
I'm trying to tell you, folks.
So check this out. Recently, again, her mom was found walking naked down the street having a mental episode. I'd have to say that this is pretty crazy on how a lot of this stuff is unfolding with her mom.
Get it ready, bro. Come on now, hit the like button, subscribe button, notification bell. Let's go. Get it ready, folks.
Years and years later, after Kanika has died, obviously, you're going to agree with some of the comments that her daughter's spirit is eating her alive. Or better yet, the covenant that she came into with some of those demonic forces by taking that $3 million is eating her alive. The NDA she signed to be quiet is eating her alive. This is the result of years of, you could say, spiritual warfare.
Oh, she got on the earring. You see it?
Demonic forces, her daughter's death, a deal with the devil that lasts forever. Torment, hell on earth, so to speak, right? That's what happens, as they say, and as you're going to hear in this clip, all money is not good money. And in this situation, she received, I guess, the latter of that. She did not receive good money.
Man, I did all
You can
that
only
cleaning,
imagine
I forgot to shave, bro.
how
Man.
stuff like this breaks a person down mentally. A lot of us are strong. A lot of us are strong people, strong-willed people. But then there are some who just cannot take the decisions that they've put themselves into, or the situations they've put themselves in. Check this clip out, y'all.
For those of you who don't know, this is Kanika Jenkins' mother. And I'm sure y'all been seeing her go crazy than a motherfucker on social media. I'm gonna tell y'all something about this story right here. Something really tragic happened to that young lady, and it was covered up. And they knew. When the Kanika Jenkins story hit social media, it took it by a storm. Everybody was investigated. Everybody was in an uproar. Everybody wanted to know what really happened to her, even her mother. And then after so long, we didn't hear nothing else about it. You didn't hear nothing about the hotel being shut down. All we heard was that her mother was awarded money. And that was her first motherfucking mistake. See, a lot of people be out here so money hungry that they will take money from the devil. A real parent wouldn't have wanted no money. I want to know what the fuck happened to my baby and what happened to her now. She went out and got BBLs. She went and bought new teeth and all kind of shit off this money that they paid her to shut her motherfucking mouth and to stop talking about this incident that took place in a big hotel. There was a fee that was able to be paid on her daughter. She couldn't have possibly thought she was going to go and enjoy that money for the rest of her life. She chose the wrong side. Stop allowing money to trick us out of our position. Because all money ain't good money. And that money that she accepted destroyed her motherfucking mental health. She wasn't done grieving over her motherfucking child, and she allowed them to put something in her motherfucking face that washed the pain away for a little while, and then when she had to go back and sit in reality,
Oh, never mind
it
me,
fucked
folks.
her up. And to the people, they be like, oh, she had $1 million. She had $1 million. $1 million is some good cushion, but it ain't that much motherfucking money. If you want to buy a house right now off the market, a good 4-5 bedroom, 3.5, you got to spend over $500,000 for that house. That's half of your million. Then when you furnish the bitch, you only left with like 300,000 of the million. Then when you get a car, you get what I'm saying, and pay all your bills and the shit that you owe, baby, you're only going to be left with a good 200,000 to 300,000 motherfucking dollars. How long do you think that's going to last? It's about invest. Motherfucker get a big chunk of change and they automatically think they rich. Donatella around this motherfucker. Now, invest your money. So now that her money is gone, you see her hooping and hollering and screaming all over the motherfucking internet, getting naked every 5 minutes. Put her ass in a mental facility. Y'all keep having to go out to her house. Y'all keep having to arrest her. Put this lady in a mental facility before something happens to either her or somebody else. Everybody's sitting on the internet making a mockery out of it and laughing at her and all this different shit like that, where these will be the same kind of people that we laughing at that'll go out here in this world and hurt somebody who ain't got shit to do with what the fuck they really got going on. Lock this woman up and put her in a mental health facility. And as quiet as it's kept, I'ma say it since don't nobody else want to say it. She shouldn't have never took that money from that roguish ass police department or that hotel. Okay? You lost your daughter. It shouldn't have been no amount of money in this world that should have stopped you from talking about your motherfucking daughter. Not only that, y'all, when they gave her the money, she went up under some kind of contract and signed something saying that she wouldn't have talked about it no more. That's what makes her a roguish bitch. That's what makes her the roguish bitch that she is. Because if there's an amount of money a motherfucker can pay you to tell you to stop talking about a story and about something that happened to your motherfucking daughter, and you don't feel as though you got all the answers that you need, and you take the money, you don't give a fuck about your daughter no way.
He hit everything on the head. And if this is the original creator, his name goes by Bambino Talks. Somebody said this photo is actually terrifying. Yeah, it does look a little weird. Looks a little spooky, like I said. Somebody said, I'll never get over Kenneka Jenkins and Kendrick Johnson. I swear, when I first, really put 2 and 2 together of KJ and KJ, I thought it was one huge psyop. I thought it was some kind of social black experiment to get us all riled up that they could just do whatever they want to do, and we got to accept it and forever investigate it. I said, when I first saw, because, Kendrick was first. His death was first. And we all know that story. The FBI sons, huge cover-up here in Georgia. And then when I saw Kenneka Jenkins, I said, Kendrick Johnson, Kenneka Jenkins. I said, hold on. I said, hold on, wait a minute. It just, I said, hold on, Kenneka. I said, all right, Kenneka, Kennek, Kendrick, Kendrick. There's 6 and 7 letters in between both of those names. And both of their last names started with a J. I was just overthinking everything. I was like, hold on, this is connected. There's no way that this was just, this was my mind back then. I thought they were the same thing. I thought it was one big social psyop, one big social experiment to black people. I mean, they both were, one of them was a major mystery from a young teenage girl. This is going to pull the heartstrings of black women and black people all over the world. Then Kendrick Johnson, his was almost racial because it was 2 young white boys who were mostly to blame from their father being, in the FBI. So that is another case that is going to just pull the strings of black people. You know what I'm saying? Both cases. Now, obviously, the Kenneka Jenkins one was more of a mystery. And to this day, it's you could say that one is the more famous one. It has the bigger mystery involved. So it just carries more people trying to investigate it, right? The true murder mystery, and we talked about the real murder mysteries that take place in our actual, reality, right? Someone said it's too deep for human understanding. Now, that's very true, because y'all got to realize the spirit world does not stop. It does not go to sleep. It does not wait for you to get up. It does not wait for you to say, all right, I'm ready for spiritual warfare again. The spirit world is active 24/7. Quite frankly, time doesn't exist there. So that's why it doesn't end. And that's why her torment won't end until she's able to find God. Until she's able to find God. Somebody said this case gets more eerie, more eerie, more eerie. No amount of money in the world when it comes to my child. I was scared to be in a hotel by myself because of this story. Oh yeah, I mean, honestly, I'd never stay at a hotel in my life. We pay too much money for rent. I'd never stay in a hotel, by myself. I don't need to stay at no hotel. I'm not buying no room for a night or two. I don't care if I'm with somebody. I'm good. I don't want to be in them different kind of portals. I don't want to be on them different timelines. You're changing timelines too much. You know what I'm saying? Only switch up what you do every now and then. Because other than that, you're getting yourself in situations that you don't need to be in. Let's check out another clip of some other people talking about it.
My grandbaby called the police on me, and don't nobody else love me in the world. I thought that bitch loved me. But I see not, there go their daddy, his spirit came to me and warned that ugly black ass red ass nigga. I'm sorry for telling the truth. But here go the police, and I already came out here naked.
Kanika
so I want y'all to
Jenkins'
see
mom.
firsthand experience. They got
why she
my
died.
yacht.
This video is the truth, okay? And what not to do, okay? And you can't tell people what to do with their life, but it is a such thing as a right and a wrong way, okay? And she did some things that was wrong. Something happened to Kanika Jenkins, and we know something happened to her bad. And we know that it had something to do with the hotel, and it was covered up. We know that, okay? And we also know that her mother took some type of money under the table, whatever.
Took that
because
bag,
she had the
huh?
whole world behind her.
She took that bag.
And her mother went by this the whole, just the wrong way, because she still could have got some type of revenue or money from this or whatever, but it shouldn't have been about the money at all. It was about justice for Kanika Jenkins. That's what it should have been about, okay? So whatever they offered her, they also made her sign a contract that she could not say anything else about it. Her lips were sealed and it was over with, okay? And she got that money and she blew through that money, and she also got some people that probably was around her, because money could bring in the wrong people if you allow it. And either somebody put something on this lady, or karma is just eating her alive, and she didn't get justice for her baby. Or it could be all of the above. All this is in that gumbo pot. And now she's suffering, okay? But it's also showing mothers and whoever else, do not just throw your family member under the bus. Money is very important. It's up there. I always say, well, water and food, you need it. But this was her daughter, that she knew that somebody did something that they did not have no business of doing to her, and she still took the bait and took the money. So now her conscience is eating her alive, to where she's probably being up late at night. She's probably feeling like she sold her child out and whatever else the above, and the money is gone, okay? So you did all this for nothing. And let me also put the icing on the cake, okay? I'm gonna leave y'all with this. They also promised her something that she's probably not gonna ever get, and she can't make a lot of noise about it, and that's also and her up in the inside, because they probably promised her they were going to come back and give her some more money years later. So my thing is she sold herself out, her child out, and even the people like us that were supporting her, that a lot of people was 100% behind this woman. So she signed up for all this stress. I'm praying for her though, okay?
That's another thing that I'd have to mention. Men have a easier way of detaching out of a lot of situations that they've made themselves a part of, even when it comes to their child's life. That's why there's, thousands, if not millions, of single moms. Men will, detach quick Even if their child is beautiful little girl, beautiful little boy, you know, it for some reason it's just, I don't know. I guess it's just built in men to be able to do that a lot quicker than a woman would. So you have to think about, you know, what the woman actually carries from their child, as in the emotional attachment, you know, going through that 9 months of pregnancy. Something that men won't ever know anything about, you know.
Not at all, folks. I agree. I agree.
Just that
That's
real, you know, nurturing love toward their child,
experience.
something that can't be taught, you know,
I don't know how
learned,
women
or
do their kids the
anything.
way they do
You know
them
what I'm saying?
sometimes.
Only women will actually know that feeling.
Them ones.
You know, holding their child after they just gave birth.
I got
to
dogs
him
and I
or
can't
her.
see myself. You know what I'm saying?
And so this is why, my point, this is why she is being
I'm a dog dad.
eaten up years later.
For right now.
You know, you would think, you'd be like, oh, you know, it's been so much time, you know, maybe you should start to heal by now. But no, it's even worse when you've done wrong. It's even worse when you basically, you know, you made that covenant with those spirits. You played the devil's game. You played the devil's game. You took the money. You took the bait. In exchange for your soul, you compromised your life. You know, anything that your daughter had left on this world, you know, you compromised that. You were willing to sell it. And I will end this video with saying that Kenneka Jenkins is a, you know, her and her mom, or I'll just say her mom, is a prime example of what selling your soul, shutting your lips, taking a vow of silence for money, that is a prime example of what it will do to your soul. It's a prime example, y'all.
Yeah,
you don't really need
up,
to
man.
see much else, but
let me
the
know
way
what
that
y'all think, bro. Let me know what y'all think in the comments, bro. Hit the like button, the subscribe button. Go check out my boy Black Balloons, folks. He be giving us all this heat, folks. He stay on top of it, folks. He stay on top, folks. He don't let a minute go past, folks, before he breaks something down, folks, and let us know what's going on. But you already know what's going on with me, man. I'm gone. I'm out of here.
Cushy, I love it. Hey, cushy, I love to use it. It's therapeutic, flow sick. Be throwing up. It's therapeutic, Glock 6 with extra clip. I'm very suited, money getting.